Fear of missing out. Such a modern topic, so to say. Such a trendy topic. Something that everyone is talking about. And I'm here to give you my 2 cents on it. This is one of the last videos in this season dealing with yourself. And after this one, I'm going to have a last one closing. And then we're going to start already with the third season here in the channel. Remember that whenever you watch a video, it belongs to a season. And I do the whole season talking about that subject. So if that subject interests you, check the previous videos and the ones that came after that one, because they're probably talking about something that you're interested in. In this season, dealing with yourself, as I said in previous videos, we are dealing with personal problems, not much with interactions and so on, but with personal issues, things that people in general, not only men, not only women, not only children, not only adults, people in general deal with. And I'm trying to give you my contribution, my experiences, my perspectives, my points of view on it. Okay, let's get into it. When it comes to fear of missing out, one of the things that I noticed the most is that people have the impression that they have to be up to date with so many things, and in case they don't manage to do that, in case they don't accomplish this duty, this capacity, this work of keeping up to date with everything, they are going to be left behind in whatever it is: information, politics, general knowledge, general culture, day-to-day stuff, work stuff, what's happening in your circle of friends, and so on and so forth. What happens is the following. When I was at the university, I remember that once I heard a teacher say the following when I arrived late. It happened something and I arrived late. It's not that I liked, but it happened, and one day I arrived late. And the teacher said, "We started almost 20 minutes ago. Maybe you lost the most important 20 minutes of your university, of your entire graduation." And by the moment he said that, I was almost sure, I was almost convinced that I hadn't. And that course, that semester with that specific teacher was not going to be special, because he was bragging about the fact that maybe the 21st minutes of his lesson were the most important of my whole graduation, of my whole degree. And I particularly like to deal with pressure when it's a pressure that I think it's going to be beneficial for my work. It's a pressure that I feel I have some responsibility to deal with, and I have to assume it. I like to take it. But in that case, I had the impression that it was more a moral reproach. It was more a teacher trying to play the role of judge, sheriff towards a student, than someone really trying to give you a decent advice. And at the end of the day, I wasn't that wrong. I got to know better that teacher during the semester and during my whole graduation. And I found out that it was not someone worth learning from. And that I hadn't lost absolutely anything had I missed the 2 semesters that I had lessons with him. Because the lessons were really not substantial. I haven't learned great things on those lessons, and it was really just a way of trying to play the hero, the sheriff, the controller in front of the audience of 60-70 students in front of him. And that happens sometimes in life as well. You know, you have the impression that if you miss any little thing, you might be missing the most important thing of your life. And I'm here to tell you something. Even if it happens that you miss the most important thing of your life in a situation like a lesson or lecture at the university, a meeting with friends, and so on, your life is going to go on. Your life is going to keep happening. You are going to accomplish things. You are going to achieve certain goals that you had. And in case nothing extraordinary happens, you are going to live your life to the fullest until the day you die. And you are probably going to have a lot of good experiences, a lot of great moments with a lot of people. And that most important thing that you might have missed, um, even if it was really important, you will never know how important it was. You will never know the effect that it could have had in your life because you missed it, because you skipped it, because you couldn't make it, because you were not there, and your life still happened. It was not the disgrace of your life. It didn't condemn you to I don't know, the worst life ever or something like that. So whenever you have this fear of missing out, whenever you think that you have to be every time, everywhere, you have to be into everything and informed about everything and know about everything, and you cannot miss any single situation, any date, any night out, any book, or this or that, remember that your life is going to go on, and if nothing crazy or extraordinary happens, you are going to live until you are 60, 70, 80, 90, who knows the expectation of life in your case, in your family, in your surroundings. And things will go on, and they will happen. And when you arrive at the end of your life, you will probably not even remember that time when you were 20, 20 something, 30, that you missed something that you thought could have been the most important thing in your life. Good. With that, I want to remind you of something. I'm not telling you here at all that you should be absolutely irresponsible, lazy, uncompromised, that you shouldn't try to achieve things, that you shouldn't try to do several things in your life. Let's say, I remember once when I was at the university, when a friend of mine told me, I'm having the university nowadays. She was studying publicity, and I'm learning English. She was taking English lessons at a private school. And as far as I'm concerned, she was going to university like 3 times a week for lectures of an hour and 40 minutes. And she was going to English lessons 2 times a week for 1 hour and a half each lesson. And she told me, and I have not time to anything else. And I couldn't understand it. I couldn't process that. Maybe because I grew up doing so many things at the same time, doing so many activities at the same time, extremely multitasking, so to say, not in the sense of doing various things at the same time, like doing this and doing that at the same time, but doing one after the other, and so on, like a marathon of activities from Monday to Friday, sometimes Saturday and Sunday as well. And I got used to it. But when I heard a friend say that she was going to the university 3 times a week for an hour and 40 minutes, and 2 times a week to the English class, to English lessons for an hour and a half, and she didn't have time for anything else, I was really shocked. I was like, how come this person doesn't have time for anything else, to anything else? How come she doesn't manage to accomplish anything else, to do any other activity? I don't know, a dance, a martial art, gymnastic, another language, a musical instrument, something that she's into, something that she really likes. I couldn't understand how she couldn't do it, how she couldn't accomplish it. So it is possible if you organize well your time, if you organize well your schedule, if you are disciplined, and if you are driven. Of course, you need to have a certain strength of will, a certain strong mind, to do a lot of things and to be engaged into a lot of activities and to accomplish a lot of things. It's not an obligation. No, 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 no. But it is possible. But what I want you to have in mind is, if you are not capable to do as much as you wish you could, as you wish you should, don't let this fear of missing out catch you. This idea that something is going to be missing in your life, that you are going to be incomplete, unfulfilled, unhappy, or whatever that is, because it's really not the case. It's really not the case. And pay attention to the things that really matter to you. Pay attention to the things that you really want to put attention to, and that you really want to concentrate yourself on. And once you define those things, once you find them, go for them and dedicate your time to them. And you won't need to do anything else. You won't need to do extra stuff, because you have already found the passions, things that you like, things that you love, and that you're very interested in, and that you want to follow. Don't let this idea of you have to do, know, accomplish everything more and more and so on dominate you, overwhelm you, because what is going to happen is that's somehow going to paralyze you and stop you from taking decisions, from taking a step and doing something. Is going to kind of freeze you and leave you in an uncertain, indecisive position, because you're going to be thinking, what should I do, what should I do, I don't want to miss anything. And it's not exactly like that. It's not like that at all, in my opinion. I think that the idea of missing out on something should be considered only when you have already clear desires, clear passions, you know exactly what you want, you have defined things that you want to do, you are already pursuing something, and there is something on the way, something towards that goal that you want to achieve, that you are probably going to miss, that you probably need to skip. Then you should have certain worries, certain concerns, and try to arrange your life, your schedule, in a way that you can accomplish it. But because it belongs to a major goal, it belongs to a major thing that you want to accomplish in your life, and not simply a book or a night out or a date or a game or whatever it is that is not going to have big changes. It's not going to have big consequences in your life. Leave a little bit aside this fear of missing out and concentrate on finding the things and identifying the things that you love and that you're passionate about, and go for them and work towards them, and everything will be fine if you do that. See you soon.